South like me where it gets warm, I want to show you these chargers notoriously have one bad thing for them.
Another glass and I am going places, makes me laugh about the irony of everything. I like the way you're thinking, I don't really care about the music on the dance floor. I don't really mind, all the smoke is in the bathroom.
You're the bomb.
I don't care at all, baby. You got my...
So what are we doing now, Aiden?
Ow, changing the baits.
Why?
Because apparently the perch are not biting right now.
No bites yet.
Hold that line.
So you were saying, oh no, I don't see the
Baby. Aiden said, this is going to be the only one that's going to catch one today. And so far, he's been right. Aiden, the professional fisherman.
Amen.
He's 1, I'm 0. Livy's getting restless. And Aiden's just going to leave and head somewhere else. So we're going to call it a wrap on fishing this morning.
They weren't biting too well today.
But he taught me how to tie a professional fishing knot. Never too old to learn something new. Come on. Come on. Oh, you crawling to me. Come here. What are y'all making?
Bath bombs. All right, there you go. Hurry, hurry, hurry.
So yours is going to be green, green.
I'm gonna make
Yours will turn out to be pink.
It's quite a lonely world that we're living in. Oh, baby, you are something special, I'm sure. Everything makes total sense when you're next to me.
Was that fun?
Yeah. They made different colors. Like these. I can't touch them. I just jumped in the pool. And this one is my favorite.
Was it kind of messy?
Yes, ma'am.
So we could call that one like a rainbow unicorn one.
Unicorn rainbow.
This strip of grass that was between where the new barn is going to go and here. Now we were not planning on putting the sheep back here. We're actually going to make some pumpkin and sunflower beds through here. But since we have high grass, instead of us bush hogging it or cutting it with a mower, we're going to utilize it. In 2 to 4 days, the sheep will have this whole probably, I'd say a third of an acre. It's not much, but it's basically probably 4 to 6 nets. So we'll do 2 here, and then they'll rotate here, and maybe 1 half day here. So we want to utilize it. I mean, it gives them free food and less petroleum for us to cut. So Aiden cut some branches off this big old oak, and they love to eat that. So we threw that in there too, just to make sure we have enough room. And it allows us to be able to utilize this grass. We try to utilize every part of our farm without having to do kind of wasted task. Not that we don't cut grass, but if we can utilize it for the animals, that's just one less, few hours that we have to cut. But also, it's maybe probably 4 days of food for them. I'm excited about using this space. This was kind of dead space, gorgeous space. But now, instead of just being just this little random small pasture, we're able to put a barn on it. We're able to use it to feed our animals and then plant supplemental gardens for us and the animals. Really utilize your space when you talk about your homestead and your gardens. It doesn't matter if you have an acre, a fifth of an acre, or 100 acres. Don't waste the land that we've gotten. So that's why we cleared that out like we talked about in the video before. So now this is where we're fixing to move the pork, the pigs. So you say, well, why are you leaving all this to grow? Because there's still tons back here. So guess what? Here's what I'm gonna do. Once I move the lambs and the pigs out of this forest, I have fenced all 3 sides of the back with barbed wire. The original fence, we've put new pieces in there and here. So now I'm gonna let that grass grow in about 3 to 4 weeks. I'm gonna put the cows in it. They'll have a fresh green grass, but they'll be able to kind of eat under these trees. Think about cows. Cows love to forage, and if they have grass to come back to and eat, but then forage on some of this other stuff, they'll help clean it up too. And also, it's hot, so it'll give them kind of some shady areas.
Okay, so now we're fixing to do this like lava lamp experience. So y'all dye your water the color you want it. Then we're going to use oil to put on top.
How do you mix it?
Just it'll mix by itself. Then we're gonna add the citric acid in last, and it will give it that bubbly appearance. So get your color water, whatever you want. Right now, just pour just a little bit of oil on top.
Just a tad.
It's gonna separate. See how it separates?
Yeah.
Oil and water doesn't what?
They don't combine.
They don't mix.
Yeah,
All right, let's see how this works.
Ellie's. Whoa. It's in the bottom.
All right, put it down in there.
I guess we're just gonna have to let it sit.
As we get into the summer months too, we are very conscientious of our animals. They've got beautiful green grass to eat and forage to eat and forage to eat. We also give them shade because it is getting warm here in the south. Our plans are always changing. It's not the fact that we have to change. We can run the pigs through here, but the cattle can work this area sometimes when our nets are a little bit tougher going through this. Not saying this is just trial and error, guys. It shows that we're always trying to change and think and be opportunistic. And since we got this fence way back here now, this will give the cows, I mean, look at all this lush grass. They'll be able to utilize that a little bit better than what the pigs were, because the pigs will eat the little stuff, like, you know, like this, but they can't eat some of those tall things. And the sheep could come in here too. So we have some options here with that back fence in. This will also help them kind of acclimate themselves to each other. They're already kind of just, each pen's real close to where they can kind of sniff and smell. So that's a good thing, especially with the American Guinea hog, because eventually they're going to be all together. This is how you do a cattle drive. A little 5-year-old girl in a pink dress running them. Sounds like me where it gets warm. I want to show you, these chargers notoriously have one bad thing for them. And I'm not joking, it's always these chargers. I don't know if it's the way they're set or just the kind of creature it is, but let me show you this. I've killed more black widows. See that little black widow right there? I've killed more black widows under these chargers anywhere. So watch your hand when you stick your hand in there to pick this thing up. Be wary of black widows.
Show you guys what come right out of our backyard. So you guys hear us talk about a lot of the backyard picking that we do right out of the backyard. So here's the blueberries that we got today.
Well, that wait. Now in our other videos, we've had what, I think 4 bags one day, and how many bags the next? So how many gallons are we up to for the year?
I think a total of like 12.
Holy moly!
These are the fresh strawberries I picked today. So I got a bowl of strawberries. These are called ground cherries, and you need to wait until they fall off, so they're dirty. I have to clean those up. I also have coneflowers that I picked that I'm also going to be dehydrating. So all of this stuff, y'all, that we talk about.
But what is the other proper name for our coneflower, so that way people can tie it in?
I think it's called Echinacea. I mean, that's how I say it. So anyway.
In the south.
Yeah, that's how the Southerners say it. So I'm going to be dehydrating those well. Those are very good medicinal flowers that you can use, especially for respiratory issues.
We put in our elderberry syrup.
Yeah, so I'm going to be dehydrating those out. Actually, the roots can be used as well. And this is my first year to be able to harvest these, so I'm super excited about them. And over here, over here, I've got basil that I'm working on. I have a lot of little basil plants. Yeah, so all of this has to be washed. So and this was my first harvest of basil this year, so I'm excited. That one kind of ruined. It was on the bottom. So I'm fixing to get all of this washed up, spun out. Oh, I have a tray of it already in the dehydrator too. I have this tray done. I'm gonna get the rest of it washed and put in the dehydrator. And I went ahead and grabbed another handful of sage for my mature plants because some of those are starting to go to seed and they're fixing to start playing out. So I'm trying to get as much out of them as I can. And I also harvested lavender. So what I'm doing with my lavender is I'm fixing to just pull these little petals off and put them in my jar that I've been collecting.
Now, how long has that been drying so people can understand what you're doing?
About a week or so.
So you got them like
And
this.
then I have more of them, and I'm just going to hang them upside down on the rubber band and leave them there. And then I have started, I'm also super excited about this. And y'all, again, this is all right out the back door. I've started my calendula collection of gathering. I'll let these go too long. These were closed up today when I went out. But I had 2 more that were out there that were ready. Here's some that I have already harvested and dried. My first year with calendula.
What? We never really show this a lot, but look, this is all spices from our backyard.
Yeah, all of these are. Peppers and bell peppers. This is moringa, and you can get the tea bags and drop it down in tea when you're
I've
doing
been putting
tea.
it in my protein shakes.
You can put it in shakes. So I just get the leaves off my moringa tree, put them in the dehydrator, grind them up. This is dandelions. I started collecting. I kind of failed, bombed that. This is oregano. Actually, this is only part of our spices because I have some other ones in the back. This is thyme. This is basil. And I always get a lot of basil. Basil's popular. This is sage. And I have a whole nother sets of these in the back. Parsley. Now this is not ours, but everything else is.